Hi guys, I never know how to start a video. Hi, hello. Today I'm going to do a self-care spread. This is one of my favourite spreads. It's probably one of my most go-to spreads. It looks at what your feelings are now, what you can do to soothe, what you should withdraw from, what you can celebrate. It always reveals quite interesting things, especially around what you can withdraw from, what you can soothe. These are interesting, and it's a real go-to one for me. But before I did that, because we're going to do a self-care spread, I want to talk about something today, a little story. So I made a mother friend at the park there's a park around the corner that I go to like 2-3 times a day with my son. And she is a beautiful woman, really beautiful, like inside and out, physically very beautiful, though you'd have to be a blind man not to notice that she's beautiful. She's also Greek, like me. Our sons are both named after gods, and they're very similar boys, and they love balls. And anyway, we talked today at the park for 2 hours while our boys just chase balls. She's obviously very beautiful. She's like a movement coach or a dancer. And she's like, I found it quite lonely sometimes because some women don't want to know me. But I realized that I had spent a lot of my life trying to make myself smaller, more digestible for men and for women, for different reasons. So for men, I found the men I dated, they might really like the way I look, and I've got a fun and cheeky side. They might like that, but then they really didn't like more my intensity or my desire for something deep. So I was always trying to be like more carefree and cool, and whatevs. I'm not like that. I'm not that sort of person. And then I noticed with some women in my life, I was always trying to negate my own needs to make them comfortable. So a lot of the time I would, agree with things that I didn't agree with, or I would not talk about my wins or my success or my love for my husband. When we are pretending to be someone else, when we're trying to be smaller to make other people comfortable in their own skin, we don't grow, and we also don't attract the people that we should be attracting, and we also don't help those other people, right? It's like we are placating to these kind of traumas. This is part of the feminine. I think the feminine understands that things need to die. Sometimes things need to be let go of, and that can be friendships and things that no longer serve you. From now on, I have like strict boundaries with my friends. I want them to be happy for me and my successes. I want them to be proud of me. I want them to support me. And if they don't want to, if that's too much, then, I'm not going to make room for them in my life. When I became a mother as well, I have limited time. So I want that time to be, I'm very happy for my friends. I'm very happy to champion my friends and support them. I want my friends to be happy and in their power. That benefits all of us. So I want the same in return. Anyway, I thought I'd share that story because, we're doing a self-care spread. So, that's part of your self-care, So yeah, that's a lot of my channel, because it's my own struggles that I deal with, I think as an artist, when you put your art out there, you're going to realize you're not for everyone. That's going to be a really quick lesson. People are going to think you're a douchebag, and then there's going to be people be like, I love you. You know what I mean? And we have to make peace with that. It's hard. Let's do our self-care spread. Got to get in my body. Called to Giselle, my tarot ancestor. I'll do a video about how I came onto my tarot ancestor. I did a beautiful ritual with a beautiful woman called Serene Bertrand, who's a magnificent witch and writer. And she got us all to connect with the ancestor that's here to help us in this life. And mine came to me very quickly, and her name's Giselle, and she's a gypsy tarot reader. And she's here now, and she's laughing. So your feelings now are Ace of Pentacles. So the aces of the suits are always the suit in its full potential. So Pentacles or Earth, you've got the material world. Everything you can touch, everything you can feel, your health, your family, career, money, all those sort of earthly possessions, right? So your feelings now is that there might be some new projects on the horizon, something new in family or a home, maybe a new home. But maybe also a seed of something. You're building something in the material realm, whatever that is, a business or maybe some money. Or it's funny, as I'm saying that, I can think of a lot of people on my thing, a lot of people that have got new things coming into them in terms of family or home or money. So that's your feelings now. So maybe it's a bit of an exciting time. What you can do to soothe is the moon. The moon, deeply feminine card, deeply primordial. She's very cyclical in the way that she changes, you know. You can see her and then you can't. You know, she's mysterious. And she's very much about deep intuition. You know, every time I pull the moon, it's kind of like for me, it's either pointing to something I'm not seeing clearly, or to see something differently, and also for all those answers, a pull to intuition. So maybe that's like to soothe, go in. You know, trust your, as I say on this channel, trust your witchiness. You know, trust your intuition. The more you listen to your intuition, the easier it gets to hear it. So to soothe, listen to that inner voice. You know, get deep, get into those deep waters. What you can accept, the star. So what you can accept is that there is always hope. It calls to creativity, like from hope. And it's interesting because the star comes after the tower. So the tower is catastrophe, sudden change, a self-identity crisis. The tower. But after the tower falls, comes the star. You know, it's creativity with love. Adapt. Ace of Swords. So, you know, this is, I guess, adapt. You know, what is it? It's kind of evolving. Like how can you evolve? You know, how can you adapt? It is new ideas. It's epiphanies. You know, swords, again, air. It's communication. It's quite a social sign. Air is quite social, but it's action, it's thoughts, it's communication. It's quick. It can be quite cutting, but it's an element of action. You know, trust the new ideas, trust the epiphanies, bring them into the forefront. You know, we all have ideas. Maybe I could do this, or maybe I could do this, but we have to bring them into the forefront. We have to adapt them. We have to start thinking, hey, maybe I can do it, you know, maybe it is possible. So I think adapting is being like, open your mind, you know, open your mind to the possibilities, you know. What you can withdraw from, 8 of Pentacles. That's funny. 8 of Pentacles is hard work. It's funny because my intuition is like bing, bing. 8 of Pentacles is dedication. It's meticulous hard work to your craft, but this is what you can withdraw from. So maybe it's kind of saying, if you look at this with the star and the moon, maybe it's saying withdraw from going hard. I'm really resonating with this because that's what I'm doing. I just go hard all the time. I'm always working. I'm writing, I'm filming, I'm planning, I'm emailing. I find it very hard not to do. And then I've got my son, so I'm always working, you know. I find it hard to not do anything. But so this is very much resonating with me. A withdrawal of like the work. In the card, she's like threading all these lanterns in the tree. All the cards I have, they're doing work. So I think it's like pull back from maybe the earth, Pentacles, the material hard work, and maybe come into more of the feeling space. What you can embrace. The 6 of Cups. It's 2 kids playing with like butterflies with like the moon in the background. It's your playful side. It's inner child. It's nostalgia. It's hope. It's everything sweet that is what it is to be a child at play. Embrace that. Embrace the inner child. What does the inner child want to do? And that is simply being like, what do I love doing just for the fucking sake of it? Not for any end goal. My husband and I have started doing artist dates. I bought him The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, I think it is. And it's this huge book, and it's all about unleashing the artist, and it's got chapters and lists. And one of her recommendations was taking your inner child out for an artist date, 2 hours a week. And it's like, I just went to the gardens, the botanical gardens, and I just sat in the sun and I looked at the gardener mowing the lawn, and I smelt all the roses, and I watched the birds, and I wrote poetry. I wrote a poem about it on This Is What a Witch Thinks About, called I'm Downloading, a poem. And it was just, I was just present. I didn't have to do anything. And it like, that's what the 6 of Chalice is. It's like, entertain your inner child. Love on your inner child. Your inner child is doing so much work. They're the ones that are inspiring you. They're the creative force. So that's what you should embrace. I'm really saying that to everyone that's watching this. Embrace your inner child. When I come home from my artist date, I work and work and work after it. So, you need the inspiration. To celebrate, the Knight of Wands. So I've said before, my other card, in my other video, the Knight, he's like on a camel and he's got fire in his hand and he's got a gecko and he's in a red cloak and he's in the deserts. The Knight of Wands is Dick energy card. It's like celebrate, like I think what you've gone out and got. Celebrate like what you've made yours. Hey, if you want other people to read you or follow you, like you have to be behind yourself. So that's Knight of Wands. It's like, I've got this, you're going to follow me because, I'm going to be good for you. You know what I mean? That's Knight of Wands energy. And, at times he can be aggressive and volatile and abrasive, like there's always a shadow and a light to everything, right? So you have to be aware of that. But this is to celebrate. So it's like celebrate that energy. And if you haven't been doing that energy, it's celebrate it. So like use it, be bold. So that's the spread. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, if you like, subscribe, click the bell button, and then you'll get notified for videos. I usually put a video out once every week, and you can subscribe to This Is What a Witch Thinks About as well in the links. And yeah, I'll see you next time.